love on those big ideas because they're so exciting and they're energizing and they're what keep us going, but then start small and stay consistent.
Nicole Pereira from the Growth Academy is here. Nicole, I love this topic because so many entrepreneurs, business owners, female business owners, we get lots of great ideas, but sometimes our execution is lacking. Tell us about what we can do to help solve that problem of our eyes being bigger than our stomachs.
Oh my goodness. So I feel like I am the expert at this. And that means that I'm gifted with amazing creative ideas, and rarely are they small in nature. Like normally they're really, really big. And that's exciting, right? I think that's what makes owning a business so exciting, is that we get to be creative and we get to think these creative thoughts. So I think that's awesome, but we have to do something about them, right?
Yeah.
And that's where the rubber hits the road.
I'm like you. I feel like there's a lot of things that I get distracted with, or shiny object. It's like, oh, I got to do this. I want to try that. And then it becomes half-baked and I'm just not able to follow through sometimes on all of these projects. So what can I do, or anyone watching this video do, to really help ourselves finish things?
So I want to start with a story that took place almost 20 years ago. I was living in Hong Kong, I was working in Hong Kong, and I was homesick as heck. And my parents came to visit, and we went out for dinner, and we were sitting at Tony Roma's, of all places, and going out for Italian in Hong Kong. Out of the blue, I just say to my parents, I'm coming home and I want to work at the dealership. I wasn't planning to say that. I wasn't planning to do it. And I'm going to relaunch my career at the dealership. So my parents are so happy. My dad was like, oh my goodness, when can I retire? And it was exciting. And in my head, I was seriously thinking okay, when I start, give me 6 months, I will have this whole thing figured out. I'm going to reshape automotive retail experience in 6 months. I was that ambitious. And 20 years later, I can tell you I'm still learning and growing. And the 6 months, it passed a long time ago.
We have these big ideas, and I love that you shared that, because obviously it's not a 6-month thing. So what are some other examples of things that have happened to you in your life where you thought, okay, this is a great idea, but I need to really work on the execution side? How does that happen?
So let's talk about this using a dealership example, a real life example of something that I've had to work through over the last several years. And that is that, I had this idea that it would be amazing to clean every customer's car inside and out, do an amazing job vacuuming the car, cleaning the windows, of course, an exterior car wash. And that sounds like amazing added value service until you really think it through. And that is, we have 2,000 customers that visit us every month, and the time and the energy and the money and the resources and space needed to do that is a real challenge. And what happens if you have the idea that, we're going to implement it for a few, for the ones that we can. Cheryl brings her car in for service, and on that day, we're able to do the full interior detail. Her car's returned to her with fresh oil and it's looking good, and she's super excited, gives us a 5-star Google review, and life is good. And then we fast forward 6 months down the road, and Cheryl comes back in for service, and this time we're really busy, and Cheryl gets a car wash, and she gets her car back, and she notices that the interior is still how it was when she dropped it off. And she thinks to herself, things are really slipping at Cambridge Center Honda. What's going on? As business owners, we have this ability to think so big, get really excited and energized by those ideas. That is an absolute gift, and we should get charged up, and we should continue to focus on that. The follow-up to that is to start small. You don't have to stay small, but you have to start small, and you have to be consistent. This kind of came to me over the last couple months. I started walking around my block, and I realized the benefit of the fresh air that I was getting, and that I wasn't getting the same amount of fresh air before COVID that I've gotten since COVID, because I made it a priority. And so I'd walk around the block. It takes about 7 minutes. My boys are 8 and 9, so they're still inside playing Fortnite. I get this brilliant idea that I should walk around the block 8 times a day. And I'm gonna mark it off, and I'm gonna do it. And I'm probably calculating in my head how many laps and how long a lap and all this stuff, right? I'm super excited about it. But you know what? I decided that I was going to commit to walking around the block once a day, and I was going to commit to continuing walking around the block, whether it was raining, snowing. That's what we got to do in our business. Start small and stay consistent. If you're looking to increase your sales right now, don't worry about calling 10 customers tomorrow. Just call one, and call one customer every day for 10 days. Be consistent about that and see where that takes you. Love on those big ideas because they're so exciting and they're energizing and they're what keep us going, but then start small and stay consistent.
If you had decided, okay, I'm going to walk around the block 8 times, but I'm going to do it fewer times. Maybe I don't do it daily, but maybe I do it every 2 weeks. You're getting more benefit from going around the block 1 time consistently, again, back to your consistency message, than you are if you did it periodically for a longer duration, correct?
100%. Because for me, the purpose of walking around the block was really twofold. Get myself outside of my current environment, be feeling trapped in the house and all I can hear is video games, and that's starting to wear on me. I need to get out of that environment. So I intentionally take myself out and I walk around the block. And then the second reason it was important for me was for the fresh air. Fresh air is magic for us as humans, and I needed the fresh air, and that just did wonders for me. So it wasn't necessarily about the exercise or the physical conditioning. Doing that a couple times a month is not going to be the same as doing it once a day and being consistent about it. You just won't get the same benefit. We have a great website with lots of resources for business owners. So if you're looking to grow, if you're looking to take action on those big ideas, start and then stay consistent, check out our website. You can find us on YouTube and all of the social channels as well.